Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. We're joined by Bloomberg's Bailey Lipschultz. Bailey, what are you looking at?
Yeah, let's start with defense stocks. Lockheed Martin in particular, ticker LMT right now up more than 7%. And looking across an S&P 500 index, you've got strength for Northrop Grumman up more than 9%. Huntington Ingalls up about 9%. As well as L3Harris up closer to 6.8%. That index is trading at an all-time high. That ticker is S5AEROX. Why are defense stocks up? Well, they were down yesterday on a Trump Truth Social post, basically bashing dividends and buybacks, wanting to put a cap on compensation for executives. Well, now President Trump announcing yesterday evening after the market closed, also on social media, saying that they plan to request an increase in the U.S. military budget by 50% to $1.5 trillion in 2027. So that'd be a $500 billion increase. Just looking through the analyst notes this morning, a lot of gives and takes. News flow from the White House seemingly changes every hour, and kind of the positioning around what this could look like. Even if you listen to a number of the sell side analysts who come out and say, all right, 500 sounds ambitious, even if it's magnitude smaller, that on the margin should benefit these companies. And also diving into the weakness that we saw across the group yesterday on the kind of potential cap or limit around dividends and buybacks. Well, maybe this turns into the administration using kind of the potential spending to encourage companies to deliver faster, and that will actually limit the buybacks and dividends, not kind of an outright ban, which was the initial kind of knee-jerk reaction.
You're talking about four-dimensional chess there, Bailey.
A lot of details. It changed. JP Morgan's note to just summarize this morning was essentially like, we could spend a lot of time discussing this, but by the time we do, it'll change again. Exactly. So like high level, defense stocks are back up. They were down yesterday. Expectations that there could be a huge unlocking of government spending for the defense budget. And even as one analyst put it, the world's not safer. So buy stocks.
All right. Constellation Brands, right?
Yeah, Constellation Brands, ticker STZ right now up more than 7%. At one point was having its best day since 2020. This is the maker of Modelo and Corona, beating expectations in terms of EPS and net sales for the third quarter, reaffirming their full year forecast. Seems like people are buying beer. So beer, according to some analysts, may be a bit softer than some bulls had been expecting, but when you look at the trends improving towards the end of last year and looking into 2026 as a whole, it does seem like there still is some spending. Obviously, there's been so much of a debate around consumer spending, people wanting to buy alcohol or drink alcohol, dry January, but it seems like this is a big one for Constellation.
All right, and you're also keeping an eye on what's happening with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, another update, Paramount reaffirming their $30 share offer, so this is going back and forth. Ticker WBD, not really moving too much, but again, Warner Brothers leaning into the idea that their $30 share offer is superior to the Netflix offer, which is $27.75 per share in cash and stock. Where does this end? I don't think anyone really knows, but it does seem like headlines continue to cross the screen. So certainly a situation we'll continue to monitor. But again, not really seeing a huge reaction in any of those shares, but certainly something that's top of mind for investors.
That was kind of a nothing burger, kind of lame, kind of a disappointment. I thought this would have been a time to raise the price. But I guess they're going to play the long game here. So we'll just have to wait.
Didn't David Ellison say that that was not their final offer? So what are they waiting for?
I think they don't want to negotiate against themselves. I'm sure there's tons of conversations going between all the parties. But you're right. I thought like the next announcement we would have heard, like today's, for example, would have been, this is our best and final,
There was just some interesting wording, in the press release that the bid's 100% cash and definitionally completely certain. So like trying to position that, all right, well, the funding is actually secured and we can really get this deal done. Maybe not Netflix, but odd, I would say.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.